warp gates, and he has to keep waiting for the cooldown, and he just has no chance to build up an army to match this with who's running off of almost 4 bases now, going for 5. This Protoss player needs at least 10 gateways at this point of the game. If you get to the point of the game where you can afford 10 gateways, then you do it, and you get that 3rd expansion up, and you pump out the units consistently, because he has the money to make the army. He just does not have the production facilities to make the army, and now because of it, he's way behind. And it looks like he's getting a robotics base. He's gonna try and get Colossi. Not completely the answer here. He just, flat out, he just needs a bigger army. This isn't a match where he can say, oh, I lost because of Roach Hydra. Or I lost because the Zerg player was had 3/3 upgrades. Or had Burrow or anything like that. This is a game where he lost just because he was outplayed by probably a better player who even has 4 or 5 or looking at 7 Ultralists here. When you get a loss like this is just because the other player is much superior macro, and there is just not much you can do with 3,900 minerals, but nothing to spend it on because you have to wait for cooldown. That's why he should have at least a couple robotics facilities, as well as 10 gateways. Maybe less, maybe more even. The speed of warping in is the key. That's why you want a lot of warp gates when you get past the 20-minute mark or so. You know, when you have that 2nd, 3rd base going and you can afford it, if you can afford it, do it. But don't if you can't afford it. And look at this, the Zerg player very scared to even get in there, and he has all these ultras waiting, but he's not using them. And all these storms going down, and he's losing so many units because he's microing them around here, and they hardly got any shots on these cannons. They could have taken out these cannons in 2nd, but instead he kept moving his units around, and for some reason just let them get raped. Basically, there was no need at all to lose all those units. And as you can see again, only 4 warp gates, and the full cool wasted for whoever knows how long it takes, but this is all he has against 8-7 Ultralisk, and this game should be over. I'm going to skip through this ahead because the Zerg player with much better macro is basically just playing scared. With all this, all the larvae he's got, he could make so much more, and look at this, 14 Ultralisk, 15 Ultralisk, 16, or that's actually 18. And this game should be over right now. I'm going to keep speeding it ahead. This is all he's got, and he's going to try and push out of it, thinking that he's got any sort of chance. And here comes the Ultras. I better speed that down so I can watch. And this is just going to be a painful next 2 minutes of any Zerg player's life. Because this is Massacre, this is game over. 200, like, ball sometime. Oh, a ball could take this out, but just, oh my god, there's just so many Ultralisks, and once again he cannot get in because of the choke being so small. And there being 3 Colossi out on the field, almost 4. Oh, actually, Mortal's coming in. And look at this, only one can attack at a time because of the ramp, and they're just taking them out one by one. It's basically a 1-on-4 every single second. And he's just losing all these ultras, and this is so painful to watch for any Zerg player. This is just upsetting. There's no reason for this to happen. This is just very bad play. If you can't get into his base, you find another way in. He's had 30 minutes. He's had enough time by far to get Overlord carrying, and he could have dropped these Ultralisk in here a long time ago. But look at this, 3 Colossi microing very nicely there against 5 Ultras when he started with 18. That is just very ugly. If he had thought about making a Nidus or getting Overlord drops, he'd have no trouble getting in on this base when he sees that his army so outclasses his opponent, and even still not sending in his units. So not sure exactly, he's giving this Protoss player false hope. Not sure exactly what's taking so long. This game should have been over a long time ago. The Protoss player just better macro needed. Definitely a lot better macro needed with all the mineral. He is sitting on 5,000 minerals and is finally making 3 more gate weights, but it's way too late. 30 minutes into the game, it's not going to help. If he had thought about that 15 minutes ago, they could really have had a game. Had a game to play here. So with that being very painful to watch, this one is pretty much over here. Just speed through this a bit. Make sure it ends, because apparently you never know. And basically, the moral of this story is, because I have so many videos of macro better, you need a macro better, how do you, not enough of how. Basically just getting the expansion up and getting the units out at the start to defend any pushes, but once you have the expansion up, instead of producing a whole bunch of units, produce production facilities, so then you can start producing all those units and start using up all your minerals consistently. Just like a Zerg player expands more and creates more larvae, create more barracks or create more warp gates as you go. And ooh, that's a cool lighting effect there. And as for the Zerg player, this is the title of the video because it's so important. First of all, scout your enemy out as far as his army composition goes. Throw some drones in there, throw an overlord in there as a sacrifice just to see what he has. And secondly, don't be scared. Do not let that fear factor of attacking make a game draw out like this, or even make you lose the game. If you think you have the opportunity to take it, don't just blind rush in there. Find out how much he has, how big his army is. Throw an overseer in there really quick to see his depth of army, and then make your push. Don't don't sit on a whole base of units thinking that you have to keep macroing up when you're way ahead in the game. And the Zerg player just being ahead in the whole game let the Protoss player back in a couple times because he was just too scared to advance. So yeah, don't let that fear factor consume you when you're playing. Don't be scared to attack, don't be scared aggressive, and don't blind rush in there either. Yeah, definitely, just a lot of players will throw all their units in there and look back and they're all gone. That's what creates a lot of players to be scared. So, some background noise. Hopefully my TV is not picking this sound up. That would be kind of funny because people are about to fight. Anyways, that's everything for this video today. This is episode 22 of Starcraft for Dummies. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to see you guys next time. This is a New Era signing out.